Hello, this is Paul Richard, and we are here on the Leverage Podcast, and we have a special guest today, Lacie Jo Foltz. It's good to have you with us, Lacie. How are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thank you for having us.
It's good to have you with us, and we met through one of our networking groups here, and I'm so excited to get you to expose what your business is going, how your business is going, what's going on with it. I know there's so many things to tell and so many things to talk about. We actually met through, I think it was ING, wasn't it? First group we met
Yes.
at. Yes, at ING, and that group meets currently on Wednesdays at Little Hacienda. So, Lacie Jo, let's start out with tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into the business that you're in now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I have been a registered veterinary technician for going on 16 years. Um, and about 6 or 7 years ago, I wanted to make some extra money, so started pet sitting in people's homes. And it hit so hard that I decided to make a real business out of it. So I opened Crazy Critter Sitters in 2022. Um, Not ready to give up my day job of being a vet tech yet, but we love the in-home pet sitting and the relationships that we've built, and it's just really fun.
That's awesome. So, where did you go to school for your vet tech, and tell us a little bit about that background?
Yep. So I went to a 2-year program in Neosho at Crowder College. There's
Hmm.
only 4 accredited veterinary technician schools in Missouri. And I decided that I didn't want to be a vet and have all of that debt and responsibility. So became a veterinary technician and ended up having more responsibility than the vets. So
So differentiate for our listeners a little bit between a vet tech and a vet. What's and how that works in the industry.
so yeah, a veterinary technician is basically the RN of the veterinary world. We
Ah,
do all of the blood draws, we do all of the patient care. We don't diagnose or all of those big hard decisions, but we're there with the client step by step. We're hands on with the patient constantly from the moment they walk in the hospital to the moment they leave. We're the lab technician, we're the radiologist, we're all of it, besides the one making the big decisions.
okay. Well, so you're currently actively doing that work, right, at a clinic here?
Yes.
Okay, very good. And that's in Branson, Missouri, is it?
Uh-huh.
Okay, very good, very good.
Yeah.
All right. Tell us, I mean, I'd love to hear some interesting stories about your vet tech experience. Do you have a few that you could share with us? Like, just, I'd be so curious to know what type of animals you've worked with when, in certain situations you've run across.
Yeah, so fresh out of school, I worked for a clinic that did work on exotics in Nixa.
Oh,
Um,
oh,
and we saw a lot of primates and big reptiles, you name it. We I- we had several primates that would come in, and they're a whole new ball game when you're trying to do veterinary care on a primate. Um, but then we moved down to Branson, so I moved into cat, dog, and parrot clinic, and I was there for a while. And then I went to the emergency clinic, and that's a whole nother realm in the
hmm.
veterinary world. Um, it's a place you don't want to find yourself, but it was very rewarding and lots of overnights, and um, you make some lasting relationships with your team, and just lots of crazy, crazy things in the veterinary ER.
No kidding, no kidding. Back to the primate thing. So, are we talking about like chimpanzees or something, or what?
We
What?
did have a chimp that would come in. His name was
Uh,
Jojo.
JoJo. Okay.
He used to travel around with his owner that was a plumber. I does not anymore. That was over 10 years ago, but yeah, he used to travel with his owner every day, and he'd come in for his wellness checkups, and we'd have to draw blood, and he'd hand out his little arm, and it was quite the experience. He liked to give hugs too.
Oh,
Which is
interesting. Interesting.
intimidating when an ape walks in and is almost as tall as you.
How tall are you?
5'2", and he
5'2".
would come up to about here on me.
Oh
And
my goodness.
yeah, he was a big guy.
And they're strong too, aren't they? Yeah,
Oh
for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah.
Huh. So the vet tech, are you working full time in that as well?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So how does a busy entrepreneur like you balance two different jobs of that nature? What have you done to make that work in your life?
I have enlisted help. I've
Okay.
hired 5 wonderful sitters that service multiple areas of Taney and Stone County. They make it so that I can focus on some of my clients that are absolutely stuck to me. Ones that I've had since the beginning. But they make it so that we can grow too. They're very well versed in different species. So there's not very many that we have to turn down. And we just keep expanding, and they're up for it. So enlisting them is kind of the only way that this business has grown. Because when it was just me, I did not have time to be a full-time vet tech and pet sitter.
That would make sense. I was just wondering about that because, you know, the sitting business is you have to be there. You can't delegate that. I mean, you can't delegate that to, somebody that's virtual or something like that. It has to be you in person. And obviously, as I've been in this networking world recently here in the last year, and I've met several pet sitters like yourself that wow, you really need to build the relationship just like you do with a human, right? And
Hmm.
so they need to be used to you and et cetera. So how does it normally give me an idea? I'm just trying to phrase this question right.
Yeah.
What would be an ideal client for you? Let's say in the pet sitting business that you would say, hey, this would be a perfect fit for me.
Um, so we love people that travel a lot. Those are always obviously great clients, but a lot of our clientele, some of them we only see once a year, um,
Oh,
but that go on one big trip a year, and that's completely fine. But we are looking for more people that work long hours that would like their pets to go out midday, like a midday potty break or a walk, or just to burn some energy off. Those are a lot of the clientele that we're really looking for right now. Um, I can fill their schedules with evening and morning drop-in visits like crazy, and overnights like are a bulk of their schedules right now. But I figured the Branson area would have more people that wanted midday drop-ins for exercise and potty breaks, but that part hasn't really taken off just yet.
hmm.
But
Okay.
it's a big hit up
So
in Springfield. I have a lot of colleagues, other pet sitting companies that I refer to up there, um, and that is the majority of their business. So it's just funny how 40 minutes south, and we don't
yes.
have hardly any of that.
Well, there is a natural break between the style of lifestyle of Springfield and here in a lot of ways, as you can say, and that's true in almost every industry. We realize, well, tourism is one, but I'm guessing you don't. cater to tourists very often, do you, or do you?
Actually, we do.
Oh,
So we have a lot of clientele. I say a lot, but several that get a hold of us out at Big Cedar.
oh,
Um, we've got a lot of the condos like at Point Royale if they're visiting during the summer. People that are staying in Airbnbs in various areas that want to go to Silver Dollar City for the day. We get quite a few of those calls and they just
hmm,
want somebody to
very
pop in
interesting.
and walk their pet. Or a lot of people don't want their pet alone in the Airbnb or the resort, so the sitter goes and sits with them for 4 to 6 hours, depending on how long they're going to be gone. Um, and That's what they're looking for.
Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm learning a lot here. I'm a about 7 years ago, I married a woman that had two cats, and so I am a cat dad now. One, we did lose one about 2 years ago, unfortunately, to a tumor, but we replaced her or him with another, and it's a tortoiseshell cat. And if you remember with tortoiseshells, they're all females basically,
And they have
and ours.
personalities all of their own.
And that's so interesting because do you know Mary Trexler by chance?
Yeah.
Yeah, so Mary Trexler has mochas and meows, right? And so
Mhm.
she's in one of my other networking groups, and so I was talking to her about our our little Cami, Cami, that is a female tortoiseshell, and she's about 6 pounds, and all wet if she's soaking wet, and she is a cuddle bum and just loves to be close, and doesn't have a mean bone in her body. She's just a very sweet, sweet cat, and very loving and demanding, although as far as several things. But and I talked to Mary about that, and she said that's a very unique thing for a tortoiseshell to be so cuddly and so wanting to be around. And I said, I don't know. She We found her as a stray. She had a chip in her, and we contacted the previous owners, and they said we'd love for you to have her. She was a great cat for us, but we're at a different place in life. And so we adopted her in, and once we got rid of her, she had critters. She had some worms and different things. Once we got that cleared out and she was able to be herself again, it really is amazing. So and that goes on. I happen to have our in-laws close by, so they come over and watch the cats occasionally when we're gone, and then we watch their horse and dog when they're gone. So we kind of trade back and forth
Trade
and
services.
trade services there. Yeah, we feed the horse and do some things like that. So but so the clients, for example, would it be, or do you, like with Mary, she's adopted, she just got done, I think, adopting her 410th cat out of
Yeah.
their facility over there, amazing. In fact, we're going over there, I don't know, in the next week or so. I think it's the 16th to, she has a barf program. Are you familiar with barf, what she calls barf?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's biologically appropriate real food, and she calls it the barf program. So of course she's feeding, 30, 40, 50 cats a night, and she's going to teach us how to make the food and do that along with I think they have bingo night going on. But
Oh,
would
yes.
it do you have any referral back and forth with her as far as like, you know, as she's adopting cats out, that you can know about that and be in contact with those people if they need help?
Yeah, so she refers a lot of people our way. Branson Humane Society does, Tri
Good.
Lakes Humane Society. In fact, I probably need to check in with them. But we've got like 10% off the first booking for anybody that's recently adopted a pet through any of those foundations. They just have to mention that they were referred from those
Oh,
places.
nice.
And yeah, then I take 10% off of their first booking. And that doesn't just mean their first visit. That's like their whole. So if they go out of town for a week, I'm going to take 10% off the whole thing, not just one. So just as a
I see.
thank you for adopting instead of shopping.
Sure, sure. um, would you say your sitting is primarily cats and dogs, or and what percentage would you say is each? Is it like 50-50, or what are you finding?
Yeah, it's probably 70-80% cats and dogs. Yeah, and a good 50-50 of each of those. Hang on, my cat is going to insert himself. Um, but we have a lot of like we've got goats, we take care of a lot of chickens. We've got
Really?
people's fish tanks. And if we get a kick out of, well, I get a kick out of Dan Nelson, the bug man. I sit
Yes.
for him. And they put different holiday decorations in their aquarium, and we get a kick out of seeing how they
Ah,
decorate their aquarium each holiday.
that's
Um,
funny.
we've got, snakes, geckos, frogs. We have a lot of people with those guys. I think we've only got one other parrot client right now. A couple of our sitters, myself and Rachel, have a lot of parrot background. So we've got a couple of those. Um, my boss that I sit for up in Ozark, she's got horses and goats and all of the things. So makes it a little cold in the winter time, but
Yes, yes. Now, how are you advertising at this point? Obviously, I mentioned networking, but how are you advertising and gaining clients at this point?
So we had the radio ad. It has since expired, so we're kind of deciding whether we're going to go that route again or not. It was a pretty good success. But we're also thinking about joining the Branson Chamber soon. That may be a really good option for us. But right now, we're just doing like our Facebook ads and the networking groups at this point. And
Very
then
good.
I've got a few yard signs here and there throughout town. Word of
Very
mouth.
good. Yeah, very good. Yeah, I figured you probably had referrals going on. This has been extremely educational for me just in the first 15 minutes, understanding better about your business. And that's part of the reason why I do this podcast is to help you promote and also to get to know you a little bit better and how I can, better serve you in the networking world. And I would say in regards to the Branson chamber, Dan would be a good guy to talk to. He talked to me about it a couple weeks ago, as far as joining the chamber, and he's a big proponent of the Hollister Chamber as well. So
Okay.
probably good to maybe look at how you're going to spend your money there. Now, did you put your radio dollars in with Ozark Dynacom? Is that what you were doing?
So we won the grant that Ozark Dynacom did last summer.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh,
So we actually ended up with 13 weeks of free radio ads and advertising. And then Jill at Ozark Dynacom does our website and promoting.
very good. Very good. With the radio, you said, did you pick up some business? Did you see some business come in for that?
Yeah, I try to ask people, I'm not always very good at it, but how they heard of us. And quite a few of them heard the radio, but man, most of them are Branson Buzz
Oh,
of all
really?
places.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Or
Wow.
like
Yeah.
friends of clients.
That's a crazy place, isn't it? That Ransom
It's interesting.
Bus.
You never know. It depends on the day.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Well, that's fantastic. So, in your world, so right now you said did I get it right? You have five sitters
We
working with you?
have 5 and hoping to add one more.
Okay, great, great. So for 2026, what are some of your goals for this year?
Um, our big goal is just, oh We like to grow each year. And just the growth from last year in number of sits to like 2024 to 2025 was more than double in our clients and, pets that were sitting. So I would just love to see that grow even more. Um, People think that our pricing is all just, it's we're not getting rich off of pet sitting. We're doing it because it's fun. Most of us have other jobs to help supplement our income. But we do this on the side because it's fun and we make relationships with other people's critters, and we love what we do. Um, so growing that family to us is the big goal. I would love to have 7 or 8 sitters down here with a full schedule. Um, and that doesn't even necessarily adding on to my sitting load because I would rather give them all the sits,
Mm-hmm.
and me live vicariously through them because I still have plenty of things to do. But it's just the feedback that I get from clients just makes my heart happy. Um, we got a bunch of new reviews lately, and it just helps solidify that my business is something that is needed in this area and it's something that's cherished. Um, People love having us around and love being able to rely on the sitters. So I want to see that grow in the area more, help more clients, get more people to trust having someone come in their home and care for their kids. A lot of people's fur children are their kids these days. Um, we've had recent clients that were super on the fence about having a stranger come in their house while they're out of the country for 2 weeks, um, having their access to their everything. And what if my pet has this emergency while we're gone? Well, we're going to take care of it. We're insured for that. I have veterinary background. My sitters are trained. um I love to put people's mind at ease, and then they came back and they're like, wow, we've never done that before, but we will actually go on trips now. And that's why we're doing this business, because people that wouldn't travel before because they had a pet with a medical need or something like that can travel now and enjoy their lives. It doesn't all revolve around their pet.
Mm, very good. Very
That
good.
was a very long-winded answer for our goals, but
No, it's great. It makes a lot of sense actually to because it's a very much a passion of yours, and everybody, like I say, that I've met in your industry, it is a passion. They just ooh and ah when they talk about, oh, I went over and, took care of this dog, and they just loved on me and whatever and all those things. And so, yeah, it's just a very, very much a passionate industry that you're in, taking care of these animals, and obviously very critical for folks to have that service, to because they love them as much as you do, right, at that point.
Mhm.
So well, great. Is there anything as far as pricing that they can look at, that our listeners could look at online, or do they have to get individual quotes from you on the situation, or how does that part work?
Yep. All of our pricing is on our website, crazycrittersitters.com. I tried to have it very simplified. So overnights are a standard fee, drop-ins are a standard fee. The only time, we have any like additional costs, things like that, is if they're adding on a nail trim or, some minor grooming thing, or they have more than 5 dogs that all need a 20-minute walk, then we like to make sure each pet gets the time that they deserve. So we add on time a little bit for that, but that doesn't come up that much. But yeah, it's all on that website. Hey, you too.
Got it. So I'm looking here. It says midday visits run about $30. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that counts for about a 30-minute visit, but I'm going to tell you, most of the time the sitters are there probably close to an hour.
Oh, they probably enjoy it so much, right? They want to
Yeah,
be there a little bit longer. That's awesome. That's awesome.
yeah.
So, all right. Well, that's fantastic. I'm really excited for you and excited to get to know more about this and get this information out. Is there anything else that we didn't talk about that you would be interested in sharing with our listeners?
We just, we are passionate about what we do. We're constantly growing and adapting to different home situations, things like that. And we just want the community to trust us. Um, we love forming those relationships with the community, and we try to get out in the community a little bit, doing various things with the humane societies, things like that. Um, and everybody's love and support is kind of our thing. So if we want people to enjoy their trips and not worry about what's going on at home, so if you have a trip planned, or you're using somebody that you don't trust anymore, or you just don't have all the faith in them, then give us a try. Um, Again, our
Sure.
sitters love what they do, and they're passionate about it, and they're going to take the best care of your pet like their own. Um, so
And I've seen several animals in your world right there so far. I've seen fish, dogs,
this
cats,
is
and
my own little
everything.
zoo.
So you have your own little zoo in house, right?
Yeah,
Going on.
I have
That's
a very
awesome. That's
patient
awesome.
husband that allows me to have my own little zoo and be gone taking care of everyone else's zoo.
That's exactly what Mary Trexler said in her Mochas and Meows meeting last week. Is like you
Yeah,
have to have a partner that can be all in with you. So that's fantastic. So, all
yeah.
right.
This was an
Well,
oops
who
from
is
the
this?
emergency clinic. This is Spudley. He was
Spudley.
1 week old when I got him when I worked at the emergency clinic. I ended up taking him in because somebody couldn't afford his care, and they were just going
Oh,
to have to take him home, and he wouldn't have survived. So, um, a foster turned into my heart dog. So,
a full time. Yes, yes,
yeah.
absolutely.
So,
Well, that's wonderful. Well, your passion shows through, Lacie Jo. It really does. It's wonderful, and so I'm excited for you. And I feel so much more comfortable referring you now that I know what I know. And well, thank you again for being with us. I will send you the information about our podcast here after we finish up. So thanks again.
thank you.